Alright then, welcome back to another episode of Work on the 100E. As you can see, I have got Reese from D&R Customs down here. He's working his magic fitting the new bulkhead, which is handy because I can't do that on my own. And to be honest with you, I made a right mess cutting it up. So I'll show you what we've been up to so far. It's going to be little snippets because we've been cutting and welding all morning. So yes, stay tuned because there's going to be a lot more after this is fitted. Hopefully we'll get the engine in. And that'll be the last time the engine's got to come out. It can go in and stay in after that. So yes, let's see what he's been up to. Right, so it's a little bit later on in the day, and as you can tell by my the smile on my face, we've made some major progress. Admittedly, all this is down to Reese from D&R Customs coming out and helping me all morning. Without him, it would be nowhere near as close, well, as more finished as it is now. Let me show you what's left and what we've got done. As you can see, you might see there's actually an engine in the engine bay, which is a good start. Obviously, we've got to take it back out and paint the bay, but I wanted to make sure it all fitted better than it did before with the original bulkhead. But this is like a whole world difference. So once again, massive thank you to Reese from D&R Customs and all the D&R Custom boys because they're painting that car as well. So yeah, massive shout out to them. I could not do this without them. So like I say, any Ford 100E bits, even Escort, classic Ford, anything like that, they can sort you out. Bodywork, repairs, etc. They're your people to go to. So big up to them, and I'll show you what's been happening. So yeah, excuse the array of tools and just general rubbish on the floor. As you can see, the engine is in and it fits, minus this trumpet here. Is still, because of the angle of the carbs, because they come up, they kick up quite high, obviously the top of the trumpet is just hitting this top of the bulkhead here, but we aren't cutting any more out. That's it, we're done with the cutting and the welding. That's that finished. So I've got two options. Obviously I can shorten these silicone bits down to bring this gap here closer so they're more or less sitting on each other, and I might get away with it. Or I can see if we can get the manifold modified so it doesn't have such an aggressive kick up. Now I don't know if it needs the kick up for the bike carbs. I'm unsure how that works. I'm not too clued up on these. Don't know if it needs that or if it can be straight like a twin 40 manifold would be. I'm not too sure, but if any of you know, is there a reason why they kick up like this, or if it's just the way the manifold's made, that'd be much appreciated because I can get it modified to come straight out rather than kicking up like that. But yeah, that's that. Obviously, exhaust wise, we haven't actually bolted on properly. Exhaust wise, this is the stock Focus 2 litre manifold. Now this would work and it would be perfectly fine. I just attach a flange onto here and go down and out through that gap, which isn't particularly hard. Like that's not a major problem. But I don't really like the look of it. I don't like the fact that it comes up and then goes down. And an MX-5 manifold can be adapted to fit the 2 litre Zetec just with a few holes drilled in the flange. So I think we're going to try and get a Mazda MX-5 manifold for this, and it will also end here rather than in the middle. So it might be useful with the starter motor being down there as well. It might just help me out that little bit. Now obviously the engine bay is back in the right state again, where we've had the bulkhead, wear this in and out about 50 times. So obviously the paintwork's all scuffed in here now, so the engine's going to come out again. I'm going to get the engine bay painted back up to scratch again. I'm going to finish welding all of this bulkhead in. Obviously this isn't done, this is just in and it's finished, like as in the rough finish. I've got to grind it down and paint it and fill it so that it's all nice and smooth and you wouldn't even know it's in there. Obviously filling the gaps with a bit of weld and some filler just to hold it all together. But this ain't going nowhere, this is solid. The pedal box is also mounted to the bulkhead. That's where the throttle cable goes through. These are the 4 bolts for the pedal box, so that's all sorted as well. So I think that's pretty good. Now obviously that's only the beginning. There's an absolute shitload more to do before that thing runs, but seeing it in the engine bay is a massive improvement from being able to see through the car and into the vehicle from the engine bay. That's a massive improvement. And like I say, the bulkhead's actually really tidy. It fits in there lovely, and with the welding being tidied up and a bit of filler over the top and painted, you wouldn't even know that we've been in there. So I'm really happy with that. And I'm going to show you the inside of the car now, because there's also stuff that's happening in there to go on about as well. Now if I step over and inside, as you can see, it's like a bomb's gone off. So it's a bit dark in here, I don't know how much you can see, but the first thing we need to sort out is we cut through a couple of brake lines just by accident. So I'm gonna have to make a couple of brake lines. Lucky that one's got a join there anyway, so that's not a problem. Obviously it's not completely welded up in here. You can see there's gaps. It's been welded across the tunnel. Again, it needs grinding back and painting and tidying up. There's obviously gaps down here as well, but like I say, it's not finished. It's just in just to see if it was all going to fit and the engine was going to fit, and like I did rock cover and all that was going to work. Now pedal box is in. That's where the old cylinders are. The old brass cylinders are up here, and the reservoirs are back up there, so I'm gonna have to adapt these bits of pipe to fit the reservoirs in. Steering column again is going to have to be remade so it bolts back up to the car. I can't use the original mounts because obviously the pedal is now a lot further forward than it used to be. And you might notice this big bundle of wire as well. Now all of this is the original wiring loom, but in this vehicle's previous ownership, whether it be most recent or years gone by, this has been cut and it's been adapted for different engines and all sorts. So we're going to get rid of it all. We're going to start fresh, new wiring loom. You can get like a 21 circuit wiring loom for 70 quid, and it's everything I need just to get this car to turnkey start and sort the lights out. I'm not worried about radio or speakers because I'm not going to be able to hear anything in here anyway. You may also notice the various shades of red this car is in. We have chosen the colour. I can't remember if I said in the last video what colour I was doing it, but it's going to be a complete secret to you guys until it's painted and finished. Obviously at the moment we're nowhere near being paint ready because obviously there's loads of prep that needs to be done, and there's filler and all sorts all over it, but as a colour's been chosen. You might also notice the boot lid's missing. That's because Reese from DNR Customz took it today to skim up the holes and get that ready for paint, prime it, and his dad is also going to help him out doing that. Darren, he's also part of DNR Customz, so they're both going to work their asses off to get that back up and to scratch. This is the front panel from it. As you can see, it's battered. There's a big dent in it there. It's not in the greatest of conditions really, it's a bit rusty. So this I'm probably going to get rid of. I can get a fiberglass one of these for 150 quid off of old Ford Autos I believe, or for 100 some classic 4-page. That's where I'm going to get the front panel for. You may also notice there's no front wings and there's no bonnet. That's because they're still with DNR Customz. They've filled them, they've primed them, they look like brand new wings. You wouldn't even know any difference. I'll put a picture up of them now so you can see. The bonnet they've taken, the louvered bonnet they've taken, they're going to flat that down, fill any problems, any holes out, any dents, and then they'll prime that and get that in the paint colour of the new colour of the car as well, which is sorted. That's good. Overall, a very productive day here at the 100E project. The engine is in the car, which is a massive improvement from the last video where I cut literally everything apart. And I'll show you, actually I've got a few pictures of what it was like before the new bulkhead went in, and you'd be surprised. Literally I had to cut so much of that out just to get that in. It's ridiculous. But yeah, other than that, we've got to get new tyres for it. All four tyres needs to be replaced because they're too of a thick profile. The rear ones touch the arch there, and the front ones are just too wide. The wheels are too wide, so we need two new wheels at the front. Same design, just slightly less width on them. So maybe I think that's a 7-inch wide wheel, so maybe a 6 or a 5.5 should be enough, and some 175/50/13 tyres on the front and the rear. That should sort out all rubbing issues, and it should still be able to light them up pretty easy. But other than that, there's not much more to say. We're making good progress now, which is I'm happy about. I feel like we've actually gotten somewhere in this episode, because that is in the bay and it looks quite good in there actually. I'm quite surprised. But yes, stick around for more of this. I come down here every Saturday, so I try and make a video as much as I can. Obviously we've got the exhaust there now as well. That's it's all backwards, I can't tell you where it is. It's there somewhere over there. It's 2.5 or 2 3/4 inch Vortex straight through all the way to that rear muffler, so it should sound pretty good hopefully. And these wheels are for sale if anyone wants them. They're Mexico Steels, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm going to put them on Facebook and stuff like that, so if you follow me on Facebook or Instagram, you'll see them on there, and they will be up for grabs. So yes, many thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed. It's only a short little update video, no real work shown, but Reese has worked his arse off today getting that bulkhead in and all welded up. So yeah, massive thank you to him, a massive thank you to DNR Customs, massive thank you to you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Make sure you like and subscribe, it helps me massively. Yeah, peace out.